Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Wall Street Journal Markets. October 17, 7:03 America, New York. Banks promised to cut funding for Arctic oil drilling. Money flowed anyway. Some investors say lenders' pledges on Arctic drilling contain loopholes.
New York Times Business. October 17, 7 o'clock America, New York. The week in business. Workers flex their muscles. The governor of Texas bans vaccine mandates. Prices are rising quickly, and WeWork is finally going public.
Global Economy. October 17, 7 o'clock America, New York. Supply chain lessons from Long Beach. What port delays tell us about the pre-pandemic problems of the global economy? Global Economy. October 17, 6:54 America, New York. LinkedIn's unsustainable compromise in China. Western companies will have to decide between profit and ethics. Digital Finance. October 17, 6:44 America, New York. HKMA's CDI launch before end of the year. Howard Lee says the commercial data interchange is about to pilot, with digital ID in the pipeline. The post-HKMA's CDI launch before end of the year appeared first on Digital Finance.
Daily FX Market News. October 17, 6 o'clock America, New York. U.S. dollar outlook. USD loses momentum as technical levels hold firm. U.S. dollar loses steam as technical and fundamentals drive price action into critical resistance.
BBC News Business. October 17, 5:52 America, New York. 6 things the UK could do to tackle climate change. People from the Queen to Greta Thunberg are calling for action, so what should that action be? Wall Street Journal Markets. October 17, 5:30 America, New York. Crazy bets on $200 oil invade the options market. Traders are wagering U.S. crude's rally to a 7-year high as just the beginning, despite a softening global economic expansion. Wall Street Journal Markets. October 17, 5:30 America, New York. India embraces stock investing as local market surges. Indian stocks have risen more than any other major market in the world this year, and that is enticing millions of local investors to put their savings into equities, further buoying the market. Wall Street Journal Markets. October 17, 5:30 America, New York. Tips for taxpayers on mutual fund distributions and charitable giving. With stock prices up this year, it's important for taxpayers to think about year-end fund distributions.
New York Times Business. October 17, 5 o'clock America, New York. Will new COVID treatments be as elusive for poor countries as vaccines? Merck has taken a step to make its antiviral pill available in poor nations, but many obstacles remain for broad access to coronavirus drugs. A COVID treatment center in Rajasthan, India, in May. New York Times Business. October 17, 5 o'clock America, New York. Roblox, the gaming site, wants to grow up without sacrificing child safety. The company, which went public earlier this year, has lessons for other internet outfits aiming to attract younger users even as its own audience gets older. Dave Baszucki, the chief executive of the gaming company Roblox, speaks at a company conference in San Francisco on Thursday.
BBC News Business. October 17, 4:40 America, New York. Southeastern train services taken over by government. The rail operator was stripped of its franchise for failing to declare millions in taxpayer funding.
Naked Capitalism. October 17, 4:25 America, New York. Wolf Richter. The amazing explosion of new businesses continues as Americans strike out on their own. And my 2 cents about the high failure rates of new businesses, being a small business owner myself.
BBC News Business. October 17, 3:49 America, New York. Why 2.3 million U.S. children could miss out on expanded tax credit. About 67 million U.S. children are eligible for new benefits, but some of the most vulnerable are missing out.
Marginal Revolution. October 17, 3:45 America, New York. The continuing case for nuclear energy. Climate mitigation scenarios envision considerable growth of wind and solar power, but scholars disagree on how this growth compares with historical trends. Here we fit growth models to wind and solar trajectories to identify countries in which growth has already stabilized after the initial acceleration. Marginal Revolution. October 17, 0:51 America, New York. Is this the moment for renewable energy? That is the topic of my latest Bloomberg column. Here is one excerpt. American elites like to argue for a carbon tax and other means of raising the price of carbon emissions, and I fall into that camp myself.
Armstrong Economics. October 17, 009 America, New York, Maine, and an anti-First Amendment effort to destroy the Constitution. The U.S. District Court Judge John Levy denied a motion for a preliminary injunction that argued the mandated vaccines violated the 1964 Civil Rights Act because it does not include a religious exemption. Armstrong Economics. October 17, 004 America, New York, off to see the wizard. Sorry it's gone. OMG. We now can confirm the world is about to end. New Zealand has fired it. Official government wizard. What has the world come to? New Zealand actually had an official government position of a wizard.
Daily FX Market News. October 17. 0 America, New York, Euro, EUR, price forecast. More falls ahead for EUR, GBP, EUR, AUD, EUR, CAD. Relative stability in EUR, USD has masked weakness in the euro against most other major currencies, and that weakness can be expected to persist in the week ahead and likely for longer.
The Library of Economics and Liberty. October 16, 2211 America, New York, The Power of Compounding. According to an apocryphal story, physicist Albert Einstein, when asked what was the most powerful force in nature, answered, compound interest. Whether it's the most powerful force, it is powerful.
Global Economy. October 16, 2101 America, New York, China's energy crisis threatens lengthy disruption to global supply chain. Buyers in Europe and US must wait longer for supplies as factories are forced to slash operating capacity.
New York Times Business. October 16, 2049 America, New York, Hollywood's behind-the-scenes workers reach deal on new contract. The tentative deal averts a strike set for Monday and a production shutdown at television and movie studios already scrambling to make up for time lost in the pandemic. Matthew Loeb, president of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, last week set a strike date of Monday.
Daily FX Market News. October 16, 20 America, New York, gold fundamental forecast. Yield curve key to bullion prices as Q3 China GDP nears. Gold prices moved higher last week, but an upbeat U.S. retail sales report underpinned Treasury yields on Friday, which weighed on bullion. Chinese Q3 GDP is in focus for Zhao traders.